What are you doing?
Oh, playing with these rock knocker mud flaps. As you guys all know, I've had some issues with getting rocks caught in between my sway bar and my rim.
Trailing arm?
Trailing arm, I mean, sorry.
That is, that's a big rock. And I got it out.
Are you shitting me?
No, it's right here, dude.
What the fuck? I couldn't move it.
Well, there you go.
Good job.
Oh, sounds like there's a rock.
Oh, wow, look at that. Look how bad that is. Look at, can you get in there? Look at that big crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a big crack.
I'm on my second rim now. No, third rim. But it looks like these are gonna block most of the rocks. I mean,
Yes.
so we'll throw them on and see if they work.
So you guys had a lot of really good suggestions on how to fix it. Suggestions along the lines of, you know, putting bigger rims on, taking the rock scrapers, the mud scrapers in there off, all of which might help, but then bigger rims, I think, in my opinion anyway, just opens up more space for bigger things to get caught in there.
Bigger rocks?
Yeah, possibly. And, you know, then you got to buy new rims, buy new tires, you got to buy all kinds of stuff. So a little more of an economical solution would hopefully be to just stop stuff from even getting in there in the first place.
Right.
So,
and this looks like a good, I mean, it's not plastic, it looks rubberized material.
yeah.
They look like they're going to be real durable.
So rock knockers is what they're called. They are a new company called K-UTV. So they reached out to us and said, hey, we might have a solution for you. And so they hooked us up with a couple sets of these. They got two different kinds. They got wide ones, and I'm giving him the XL ones because Keith seems to want to break everything all the time. I'm going to take the thinner ones.
And the bigger ones are about 2 inches wider.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you want to take that?
Yeah.
Thanks.
No one wants to look at the dirt.
Yeah?
There, okay.
Okay. So he says, after I rip it, I wanted to know what sets these apart from the rest of, because there's a lot of people that do this kind of stuff, you know, and so why should you choose these guys? This is what he says. Keep in mind, disclaimer, these aren't my words. I asked him to tell me a little bit about his product. He says, the flap is rubber. It's not made out of like a hardened plastic material, so they won't break. And I've got to be honest with you, that was probably one of the things that was holding me back, honestly, from buying these, is because we do a lot of stuff, and I hear a lot of people, when they land or they go over like big whoops, something, they end up breaking them. And I didn't want to buy something that would just break. So I'm hoping that these are durable enough to not bust. And it says the mounting bracket is steel, not aluminum, which should help being more durable. Totally rebuildable, he says, so you could just undo the screws that are holding the flap on and get new flaps if you ever need to. And he says it's the easiest mounting system out of any of them, any of the competition. And I might actually agree with that. So the way they mount is there's just these two holes. It doesn't come with any hardware. It's just on the back of your sway bar here, you just pop these two bolts here off and then slide this underneath it and put the bolts right back on. So actually, we're out at the track right now and we're just going to do the install right here. So we're going to see just how easy it is. Can you do it in the field type thing?
The only thing I can see right now is, okay, so this bracket is, I don't know how thick that is, but there's some thickness there. So if you put it behind your sway bar mount, it's going to push your sway bar back. I'm just wondering if it's going to get into this guard.
Oh yeah.
Because it will come back a little bit. Like I said, I don't know what gauge that is.
It should come back the distance of this, right?
Yes. so it will push that back a little bit, but other than that, it should be fine, I would think.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. We'll see.
But we'll see how it looks after we get them on there.
And then the last and final point he says is the coolest name in the industry. Rock knockers. I guess maybe he might have a point there. You almost feel a little dirty talking about them, right?
A little bit.
A little bit. So they got right and left mounted on them. You just do right and left and we're done. So I know a lot of people, they get frustrated when they get all kinds of stone chips on the back of your trailing arm, you know, and then you get things caught in your shock pit, or the shock shaft here, and in the springs, and you break these guards, and obviously you get stuff caught in here. So if these work, I think they're going to be a worthy investment. So let's put them on and run a couple laps. The installation is simple. I'm not going to film the install. We're just going to do it, and then we'll cut to doing some laps. So let's do it. All right, so we got one of them on, and I do have a couple first thoughts. So when I had said it's going to move the thickness, or the thickness of it will move the sway bar back, I may have been wrong. So on the back of the sway bar here, there's a bracket. These things are almost exactly the same thickness. So just removing this and putting this in its place should accomplish the same. I mean, this is just a spacer. So spacer there. But it literally took us like 3 or 4 minutes to put this on. So in terms of simplicity, way easy. Right, Keith?
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, okay. So Keith's over there putting the other one on, and then we'll get to testing. Yeah. So do you think that those are going to stop the rocks from coming back here?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only thing left to do is turn these cameras on and just rip some laps. So make sure when you're coming around those long sweeping corners that you try and step the rear end out a little bit, you know, to get some sideways action, to see if you can't kick up as much crap as you can. I mean, really just kick up some crap.
I'll do my best.
Make these things work.
Okay.
Yeah. We should also hear a lot less clinking and pinging from stones being kicked back by the front wheels, going into the trailing arms and going into the radius rods and going into all that stuff back there. So with any luck, we won't hear any of that. But yeah, we're just gonna rip a few laps and see what the heck happens, man. It can't be any worse. So I guess what we're just trying to see is, could this potentially help save your run? I guess I asked for that one. I'm not hearing any stones hitting anything in the back. Woo! Hopefully he doesn't hit me. Oh boy. I'm gonna get pelted with stones. Ah! He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. Look at that. Hey, I gotta know, when you saw me standing up on the edge over there, did you hit that one on purpose like that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Like, I was literally like in the wake of everything.
I was just trying to give you a good shot.
I got it.
No, I knew you were there.
Okay, I just was curious to know if that was.
I figured you were sacrificing yourself for the video.
Yeah, I was. and
Did it hurt? When you work out, it probably just
bounced off.
bounced right off.
Well, once it started, I ducked my face back so I didn't get hit in the face with any stones, but no, it wasn't comfortable.
Well, I mean, no, I didn't see you there. I didn't do it on purpose.
Okay. So any feedback? I will say right off the bat, standing out here,
Yeah.
I didn't hear any ping, 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 tinging.
I only heard one time.
Yeah.
One time. Instead of all the time. Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. No, I how do they look? I'm sure they're full of mud.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're blocking,
Yeah.
they're blocking some stuff. Yeah, dude, you got like a ½ inch of mud caked up on these.
We almost should have put those on before we started riding, but we got excited when we got out here.
Oh yeah, so we could have blocked or seen how much
Yeah.
mud was blocked off.
Yeah. Well, I think they work.
I mean, technically one thing we could do is at least on one trailing arm is just scrape some mud off and do a couple more laps.
Right.
Might as well. Because I have a feeling now that we've mentioned it, if we don't do that, the viewers are going to be like, you should have did that. And then we'll have to make up a reason why we didn't do it.
Right. It'd be nice if we had water or something though, to actually wash it.
Yeah, I'll scrape some of that off and then we'll do a couple more laps just to see how much mud gets on the trailing arm from here back. But I will say, from standing out here, I don't hear anything hitting the back. The radius rods, the trailing arm, none of it. It's quiet back there.
Yeah, like I said, I only heard it one time. So.
And I know that you were not dragging your feet around the corners because I stood right in it.
I figured you were taking one for the team.
Yeah, I was. So I guess first thoughts, test number 1, they're good. But I am gonna scrape some of this off. Do you mind doing like 3-4 more laps?
You twisted my arm.
Yeah, okay. And I cleaned off all the mud the best I could from the mud scraper back. I scraped it off the shock guard here. If I can get in here, you can see down in there. I even got in there and that little crevice in the trailing arm, the little dip. I scraped everything out of there.
Got the crevice in the dip?
I got into the crevice.
In the dip.
And I got the mud out.
Nice. Let's see if you can fill that crevice with some more mud.
You want me to drive?
Sure.
All right, I'll drive. So I'm just gonna rip a few laps, man, and we'll see how dirty this is when I get back and how many holes are filled with mud.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hey, am I liable if I yard sale your car?
Yep.
Yeah? All right. The piss out of your car.
Yeah.
It ain't mine.
Now.
How dirty is that trailing arm?
Let's look.
On the other side.
Yeah. That's not bad. That is not bad. It's pretty clean.
Oh my gosh. In terms of mud, dude, look right here. I don't know if, can you get in here? That little belly right there,
Yeah.
that I scraped all that mud out of,
Yep.
is empty.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they work.
Dude, that,
Look how much mud's in the front. Look, it's falling off.
dude, but seriously, that crevice in there is empty.
Your crevice didn't get any more mud in it.
That hole is not full of mud. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, so I didn't hear any pinging, any tinging. Did you hear anything out here?
No.
No? Thank you guys for the Rock Knocker people sending us a set here. So hopefully now Keith can stop buying rims. He can save some of these wheels and yeah. I think they work, man. I think this is proof right here. So head to the Rock Knocker website, put in code Full Throttle for some % off. That probably isn't really true, but maybe if Andy sees this video, he'll be like, hey, great idea. Andy, if you want to give people a deal on these, post a comment on this video and I'll pin it at the top. Let people know what the code would be. I don't know. Hey,
Interesting.
I put you on the spot, Andy. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But no, seriously, thank you for sending us these. They really appear to work, and I think we're gonna save Keith some money in the long run. What do you think?
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah? Cool, man. Thank you guys. Until next time. See ya.